Um, good, good evening, Queen. Evening time? Your time?
It's 4:40 p.m. So you could say
Okay,
it's evening, but it's more like afternoon.
sure. Yeah, for my side, it's 5:40 a.m. in Singapore time.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah,
it's pretty early.
yeah. Now my biological clock in my head wake me up at 5. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much for being here today. Yeah, my name is Sơn, and I'm the host of this Engineer Stories, YouTube channel. I started like 4 months ago to interview the Vietnamese engineers working across the globe on software, on data, startup, and so on and so forth, to have shed the light of how different people pursue their career in tech with the audience of Vietnamese engineers and students.
Mhm.
Since I've started doing this channel, you are the first female speaker that I have. So it's kind of special for me also. Yeah, would you like to introduce about yourself, what you do, and where you live?
Yeah, I'm Khuyen Tran. I'm uh, a machine learning engineer at Oslo Consulting. Um, and I'm currently living in St. Louis,
Mm,
Missouri. Um, my background was statistics, and currently, besides my full-time job, I also share um, tips about Python and data science on LinkedIn, uh, Medium, and YouTube.
nice. Um, I I have looked through your LinkedIn. So
Mm.
you are really like someone really good at maths. Could you share with me more about your like family? Like, were you born in a family of like a scientist? And you
I, oh, I so I'm from Đà Nẵng, Vietnam. I was born in a family of two. So I mean, my parents and I have another sibling. So I'm another sibling.
Mhm.
Um, when I has been interested in math, but I didn't have the courage to pursue it until I um, got to the US.
Mm,
Uh, and when I'm in college, I uh, choose a major in applied math because of my interest in it. And later I changed to statistics because of my interest in um, data science.
wonderful, wonderful. You have somewhat similar background with me. I also study applied maths in the University of Natural Sciences in Saigon, like 10, 35 years, 34 years ago.
Uh,
Um, to be honest, maths is very dry subject for me, and it's super hard. It's not easy. I just barely able to get the degree.
mm,
Uh, yeah, throughout the course, I need to switch into more into the software side of thing. Um, yeah, I'm really so admire. I mean, I follow your LinkedIn like I think maybe 2 years, 3 years ago. Uh,
oh,
yeah, somewhat through someone LinkedIn feed, and I noticed that you are so active on LinkedIn to share about a very beautiful piece of code in Python. Yeah, it's so nice. Um, maybe could you share about how what inspired you to share what you learn on the public? Yeah.
well, I start sharing what I learned when I was still in college. I think it's when I was in my junior year of college. And what inspired me to share initially was that I wanted to get into data science, and I want to get a job, right, in data science. and I have been applying for, I think at the time, 100 jobs or something.
Oh wow.
And it's very hard to get an internship in data science. Um, so my strategy at the time to study was also inefficient. I the way that I studied at the time was, I think it's similar to a lot of students nowadays do. They went online. I went online and taking courses after courses, right? And then
Mhm.
I do some Kaggle projects. And afterwards, I didn't feel like I absorbed the new knowledge.
Mhm.
Um, so one thing that I realized is that I learn better when I teach. Um,
Mhm.
and I realized that when I was a math tutor in college.
Mhm.
So I start to um, share what I learned so that it um, enhance my knowledge, and I can like when I write things down, I can express them. I need to really understand the subject in order to write them down, and that motivates me to learn more. And it also reinforces my knowledge. So
Mhm.
that's why my first goal was to write at least one article per week, right? So
Mhm.
a lot of time I 2 articles per week. And
Mhm.
then later I read a book called uh, share share your work.
Mhm.
Um, at Yeah, it talks about how no matter how bad your work is, no matter how incomplete it is, just share. It's better to share than not to share. So I was inspired by that, and I start to share the simplest thing on LinkedIn, right? And I
Mhm.
was so afraid that people would say that, oh, these things are so simple, or you are wrong, right? I
Mhm.
was very afraid of that, but I determined to do anyway. Like just try it out. If like the worst thing that would happen to me is people would
Yeah.
criticize me, and that didn't happen. um, and because people actually give positive feedback to my post, so that encouraged me to keep doing it, and I has been posting once per week for 3 years now.
Oh wow. It's so consistent. Huh? Yeah, I just Google it. Book title is "Show Your Work" by Austin Kleon. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. That's
Yeah.
I recommend anybody who
Mhm.
wants to get started with sharing your knowledge to read it, because really that book really motivated me to start sharing.
Yeah. Uh, you remind me about the Nobel accolade, Feynman. He says something very famous. You learn something, just teach something. The
Hmm.
best way to learn is by teaching.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah,
That's and so there's another quote about like you're afraid that you spot on LinkedIn and you might be wrong. Someone will criticize you. It should be the other way around. I mean, you should think like you you if you do something, if you the way what you say is wrong, right? At least people will give it back to you, and you learn that you do wrong, so you don't
right.
make a mistake
I
when you
agree.
apply that into production, right? Yeah, in the
Right,
real world, right? Yeah, so powerful. I mean the principle is so simple, but it's so powerful.
right.
Um, oh yeah, yeah. Could you share about the experience of apply for 100 jobs and then you get one? Because I talked to when I hosted the career talk event in Saigon, like in June this year. There was many participants, students in college, still in college, on the data science, on software. There are many also female students. They because at that event, there was some panelists like Vân working for Apple in San Diego. She was
Mhm.
on vacation trip and she shared the story how she get into the software in Apple. Um,
Mhm.
I think it's something we always want to learn about how to get uh, a job in
Right.
overseas. Uh, I think it's you are the one that who walked through that path. Maybe could you share about your journey? Like was it easy for you from someone from Vietnam going to US and then study and then get a job? Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it was as difficult for me as any other people in the US, right?
Mm,
With the same degree, with the same, mm, like, with the same degree, with the same age strata, with the same experience, try to apply for a data science job.
mm,
Um, is because it is a very, it's hard. It's a hot field,
yep.
so a lot of people want to get a job. Um, and at the time, like I mentioned before, it was very difficult for me to find a job. But after I changed my approach, to start sharing my content,
Mm,
all of my jobs from there on, I got them from uh, either people who follow me on LinkedIn or read my articles.
yes.
Um, so when I was in college, I have four different internships in data science. Um, Thanks to my profile on LinkedIn,
Yes.
um, and thanks to those internships, I learned a lot about what I like
Mm,
and don't like about being a data scientist, and that shapes my um, approach to, like, that shapes my criteria to finding the next job.
mm. So you did the you started the internship on the year two, year one of college.
Yeah, I have one internship in year one of college, but it's not related to data science. It's
Mm,
a finance internship. Initially, I wanted to be an actuarial. I wanted to study actuarial science,
yes.
um, because I'm interested in number and I want to
Mm,
make money with math, right?
mm,
And that's the common approach if you want to make money with math.
yes.
Um, but after the internship in finance, I realized that I don't want to work in the insurance industry.
Mm,
I find it boring. I want to do something more exciting. That's why in my first 2 years, I have been constantly seeking for something that allows me to apply my love in math and not being a professor. Um, and I came across data science when I went to a math conference. Um, and one of the speaker was he was a PhD in math,
mm,
and at the time of speaking, he was a data engineer.
mm,
So he gave me, and he talked about how he really loved his career and it's a fulfilling career. And after the talk, I um, had a conversation with him, and thanks to him, I learned about data science.
mm. Awesome. I saw myself attend a lot of conferences and events. Uh, in fact, there's in Singapore, like consider like there's event every day or every week. Now I need to manage well, which I should not go to not to waste your time. But I agree with you that if you're lucky, if you go to an event, a conference, you meet an awesome speaker, right? You can learn a lot just by the fact of talking to him or her.
Right.
Um, uh, you have gone through different jobs, but overall data, you've done the technical writer for NVIDIA, you've done the data scientist, you've done the data engineer, now you do the ML ops engineer. Um, what like do you have a compass in your internal compass? Compass mean like it tell you what you should focus on, what you should study, what you should share, and what the next job you should do. Because I see a bit following up the data industry for a while, and I see the trend keep changing. Like
Yeah.
4 5 years ago, it used to be saying like data scientist is the sexiest job in the centers industry, but now I think now the industry talking more about ML ops. Yeah,
Yeah. I think it's, yeah, I think MLOps is a new thing now, right?
yeah, yeah.
So initially I um so like as I mentioned before, my internship in data science really helped me to determine what I like and
Mm,
don't like. I Surprisingly enough, I didn't like the data analysis and model building aspect of data science.
mm,
Um, I am more interested in the building the infrastructure for machine learning project, right? Um, and the reason for that is, if when I train model, I feel like, it could always be improved by tuning the model, by
mm,
using different parameter, using different models, right?
mm,
And I feel like there's no ending place. There's no ending goal. But for data engineer or machine learning engineer, um, you can set concrete goals and you know when you get there, right?
mm,
Or let's say you want to build a machine learning pipeline that automatically run every week,
mm,
like pull the data every week or retrain the model every week. You have a concrete goals versus retrain the model to make it better. To
mm,
me, it's concrete enough, and it's hard for me to measure my progress
mm,
uh, as a data scientist versus if for building an infrastructure building pipeline. Um, I feel I like the process better. I feel like
mm,
I'm doing something, I'm making progress. So that's why after the data scientist job, I I know what I like,
mm,
and I constantly, I at the time I didn't know that a, a, a position called ML ops engineer or ML engineer
mm,
exists, right? I didn't know the title that would fit with what I'm looking for, but uh, as I keep looking for it and I keep telling people, this is what I want. They start to give me the positions that fit what I like, right? Like, for example, I posted on LinkedIn, I am interested in data science position that I could do, I could work on the building a reproducible data science project, building a reproducible data science project. And
mm,
people start to reach out to me uh, and ask me if I am interested in the machine learning engineer position. And that's how I know about the position.
mm,
Um, so that's why I really, for um, people who want to find the career that you would love, I recommend that just start somewhere.
mm.
And if you don't start somewhere, you will not know what you like.
Yep.
And as you start there and try to explore different things within your job, right? Like try
mm,
to see if you can take extra responsibility or responsibility outside of your domain, and that will allow you to determine what you like and don't like, and use
mm,
that knowledge to find the next job that would fit your preference. And that role might not have a title yet, but
mm.
just communicate your preference to recruiters, to
Mm.
your connections, and um, you probably will find it eventually.
Yes, powerful. Oh, thank you. Um, then this concept remind me something about LinkedIn. Right? LinkedIn, like the title of the book and the movement, like advocated by the ex COO of Facebook. Yeah,
Mhm.
LinkedIn mean like in your job, you should not just limit yourself to do just this thing. The title given to you. Sometimes you just do for self doing, and you might or may not enjoy. There may be something else not defined yet. You might be interested. You might enjoy. Yeah, just try to do it. Um,
Yeah,
it just take
that's
some extra opportunity. Right? Yeah.
right. Yeah, and that's kind of like a benefit of working in startup versus big
Mm,
companies. In my like, I prefer to work in a small. It doesn't need to be a startup, but I prefer to work in a startup or a small companies
yep.
compared to big companies, because um, from my like I talk to a lot of people working in big companies. Um, their roles are often mm, tied to a specific task,
Mm,
right? And
mm,
it's really hard for them to do other things. But if you work in a startup, it's easier for you to take on extra responsibilities. So
yeah.
yeah.
100%. 100%. 2 weeks ago, I met this man called named Bang Ong. He's he's the first CTO of Match.com.
Mhm,
He got like very successful like tech leaders. He had built have two companies, went for public, went for IPO in the US. Now he's an investor. Um, yeah, he told me the same thing. He advised the young people when after college they should
mhm,
start working for startup or smaller company. It's
mhm,
where they can learn a lot rather than go to work for big tech, big companies.
mhm.
Um, yeah, I think your business echo well again what he shared with me. Um, People talk about STEAM, right? I mean STEAM, science, technology, maths. Like I'm just out of curiosity. Do you have any interest or hobby in like arts, like drawing,
Uh,
piano?
yeah, I was I was very interested in painting.
Mm,
Um, yeah, there's a funny story. When I was a kid, I joined a lot of um, drawing and painting competition in school,
mm,
and I dreamed to become an artist and to become a painter. And I asked my sister if I should become one, and she's like, "No, because you're gonna be poor." So from there, I just draw for fun. I
mm,
I no longer dream to become um, a painter, and
yeah,
I'm glad that I do. I think her advice is good. Like now, I find something that I enjoy and give me money, right?
yeah.
Um, but yeah, I'm interested in drawing on my free time.
Mm,
Um, and aside that, I really enjoy all the activities like um, acro yoga.
mm.
I don't know if you know, it's like acrobat yoga.
I just know
Um,
yoga. I don't know. I know
yeah,
it's there's many form of yoga. Yeah.
it's kind of like a circus. stuff
mm,
like you do in circus stuff
sure.
between two people, and I'm so interested in crocheting.
Mm,
um, don't do that very often now because
mm,
a lot of my free time are I focus on right now focus on creating a course
mm.
and create YouTube videos, and um, we also looking for a house right now. So I do have hobbies, but they are being set aside for other priorities.
Yeah, yeah, I'm sure. I mean, different state of your life, you need to have different priority, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
me, I
different.
also have my hobby is also art, drawing. I enjoy it. But I stopped after I went for a class, but after a while I stopped because I want to prioritize the money for that into the kids education. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. I mean, money doesn't bring happiness, but it's a prerequisite.
yeah, yeah,
It's a
sure,
must.
for
Like you
sure.
need to earn a minimum of that much money to, to not worry about money and actually focus on other things that can make you happy, right?
Yeah, absolutely, 100% on that. Don't forget the power of being a couple, right? Your partner. I mean, when you are alone, how much you can earn, you can save. But when you're getting married, you have two people working on the same goal, like buying a house and so on, right? So you can accelerate that process more faster.
Right.
Um,
Yeah,
um,
great. Having two people is
yeah,
um, like it
yeah,
allows you
yeah,
to get to a common goal
yeah,
faster.
yeah. Đà Nẵng, you say that your hometown is in Đà Nẵng, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Đà Nẵng is close to my heart. I mean, I used to have a software engineering team out based out of Đà Nẵng. In
Mm.
fact, next week I'm going to like welcome a group of several officers from the government, local government of Da Nang, and some
Mm.
of the founders. They're coming to Singapore to learn about the startup ecosystem here. And
Oh,
yeah, and interestingly, the previous speaker of this engineering stories, Tony Din, he now live in Da Nang. I think Da Nang city is so livable. Yeah, very
mm.
interesting place. Um, um, maybe just you want to ask for your advice about like I mean I talk to many students because there are different mindset of maybe people in the west, in the east. You from the east, but now you are like you have been educated. You've been like adapt to the western style. That people they're not shy to share what they learn,
Mhm.
say what they know, and learn in public. Um, but to your journey of sharing, right? Do you have a framework like you start with a side projects, uh, and then you throughout the journey of like create a project, you need to build the infrastructure, you need to select the model, you need to uh, curate some data, and then throughout that you share your work, uh, because if the people just like someone want to get into data science and just taking countless spend a countless hours on YouTube or Coursera, it doesn't
Mhm.
go anywhere. Right? But do you have a side project in mind? Because you know, like in data, right? It's kind of so sensitive. You can share the real work to the public, right? Because there's some NDA to prevent that. But do you have like a side project that use some public data set and then uh, some of like put a thought about that? Yeah.
So are you asking if there are any projects that I used to learn data science?
Yes.
Um, I don't really have any projects that I can think of in mind,
Mm,
but um, I do recommend doing projects when you want to learn something, right?
mm,
And the way that I found projects is, I mean, you can find projects by going to Kaggle, right? That's an option. But for me, that was not very exciting because I was not interested in the Kaggle data that I analyzed. The projects that was very interesting to me was um, the projects that can answer uh, the question that I am curious about.
mm,
For example, I read somewhere that there's a correlation between sun the amount of sunlight and depression, right, in
mm,
a country. So I try to think if I can um, check, I can use data to check if that statement, like if the data matches with that statement. So what I did was I went online and used web scraping tool, right?
mm.
In Python, it's very, if you there's a tool called Beautiful Soup that is very easy for you to scrape HTML.
Yeah,
Um,
I
what?
use that also. I
Yeah.
would. Yeah.
So yeah, I scrape Wikipedia table and then
Mm,
have it in a table, right? And
mm,
then so now I have a data of depression in a country, and then I find another data with the map sunlight in a country and try to see
yeah.
if there's a correlation.
Yeah.
I think at the time I didn't find a correlation, but
Yeah.
there's other factors that could affect it.
Mm,
um, anyway, that was, even though the conclusion is not nice, the result is not nice, but it's very meaningful to me. I was able to um, I find that project is so much more interesting because that's the data that I'm interested in. I start with the questions that I am interested in, and I try to find ways to answer it by let's say reading some resources online, right? Like
mm,
article or books. And right now you have ChatGPT too, right?
mm,
Yes, to um, do the project. So I will, for people who want to learn um, coding or data science, or and I feel like a lot of things, right? Um, don't go through course, don't go through courses to courses. Just do one or two course that to get used familiar with the basic concepts, and then start doing process even when you feel like you are not ready for it, because um, as you do projects, you can look for, you can see the gap in your knowledge and look for material to fill in the gap. And
sure.
that's a better way to retain a new knowledge than learn a bunch of things and don't use it.
Yeah.
And um, yeah, if you don't train your muscle, you're gonna lose it, right?
Sure. Yeah. Let's talk about LinkedIn. You have I mean, quite impressive number, like over 90,000 followers on LinkedIn.
Mm.
Uh, I don't think it's come overnight. I mean, it's like accumulated since the last 3 4 years since you're active on LinkedIn to share the knowledge.
Yeah.
Um, what are your advice to those students or professional from Vietnam, or why they need to have, why they need to pay attention to have a good profile on LinkedIn, how that can improve their, enhance their personal branding, or how can it improve their employability, like get find a job or get the job find them. Yeah.
Yeah, I think So if you want to get a job in, I don't know about Vietnam, but if you want to get a job in the US,
Mm,
you have a better chance of getting a job if you have a better LinkedIn profile. So let's say person A, he is very good. He's a very good engineer, right?
mm,
Uh, but he doesn't have a LinkedIn profile.
mm,
Versus the second person have less, have fewer skills in engineering, but he has a great LinkedIn profile. He's active on LinkedIn.
mm.
Uh, then he would have a better chance to have a job. And the reason for that is, I mean, I'm talking on average, right? It's
Yes.
not like for everybody, but and the reason for that is a lot of recruiters hang out on LinkedIn.
Mm,
They try to find talents on LinkedIn, and the way for and a lot of recruiters are not technical, right? And the
yep.
way for them to see if you can be a good fit for a job is to look through your experience to see how you present yourself.
Yeah.
Um, and so you have a better chance of finding a job if you hang out around where the people uh, are looking for a talent.
Mm,
Um, and for me personally, all my jobs are from LinkedIn. So of course, I recommend having a strong profile on LinkedIn. Um,
mm,
and yeah, so I recommend having a strong profile on LinkedIn versus over applying for a lot of jobs but
mm.
have no LinkedIn profile. Um, yeah,
Sure, sure. Um, then maybe I just want to wrapping up. Um, like let's say if people want to learn, you say earlier on that you have going to create a course, right? Like, do you mind
yeah,
to share sort of a link about the knowledge of the course and where people can learn from those?
yeah. So I'm creating a course that I haven't published it yet,
Sure.
but it would be around um, software engineering practices for data scientists
Nice.
because I feel like a lot of data scientists um, need the fundamentals of software engineering skills, but a lot of them don't have it. You can, even though the course is not available yet,
Mm-hmm.
uh, will be available in 1 or 2 months. And
Sure.
while waiting for the course, you can follow me on LinkedIn and on my website. And my LinkedIn is my name,
Yeah.
Khuyen Tran,
Yeah.
and my website is mathdatasimplified.com.
Yeah. Awesome. Um, I cannot wait to see your course launch. I will share with some of my data scientist friends. Um, yeah. Thank you so much, Queen, for your kind sharing, for your time. Really appreciate it. And yeah, let's keep in touch.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
yeah. Thank you so much, Queen. You have a nice
Yep.
day.
You too. Bye.
Bye.